Sometimes, in the quiet corners of relationships, love turns into something unrecognizable. What once began with care and admiration slowly transforms into silence, frustration, and eventually humiliation. One of the most painful experiences a man can face is being humiliated by a woman, especially in front of everyone. It's a moment that cuts deeper than any wound, because it doesn't just hurt his pride, it crushes his soul. But the real question is, why does it happen? Most people think a woman humiliates a man to prove power. They see the surface, the anger, the words, the confrontation. But behind that storm, there's usually pain, disappointment, and exhaustion. A woman doesn't wake up one morning and decide to humiliate a man in public. It happens after countless nights of feeling unheard, unseen, and unloved. When her emotions have been ignored for too long, humiliation becomes her last language, a final attempt to make him feel the pain she carried silently. But that act, no matter how powerful it looks, is not victory. It's a cry for acknowledgement, a desperate scream of a woman who once gave everything but received nothing in return. She doesn't want to destroy him. She wants him to understand. Yet in that heated moment, understanding dies, respect dies, love dies. And all that's left is a battlefield of broken pride. Public humiliation doesn't just hurt the man, it leaves a mark on the woman too. Because deep down, she knows she crossed a line that can't be uncrossed. The crowd may see her as strong, bold, fearless. But when the noise fades and she's alone, she feels the silence of her own conscience. The satisfaction of the moment fades, replaced by a quiet regret that whispers, "Was it worth it?" Sometimes, humiliation comes from betrayal. A woman who once trusted blindly, loved deeply, and gave endlessly. When she's deceived, her heart turns cold. And when the pain becomes unbearable, she doesn't cry anymore. She strikes. She uses his own ego against him, breaking him the way he once broke her. But the tragedy is, no one wins in this war. Her revenge doesn't heal her. His shame doesn't make him better. It is just pain reflected back and forth between two souls that once promised never to hurt each other. Some women believe humiliation teaches a man a lesson, but real lessons are learned through understanding, not embarrassment. When a man is shamed in public, he stops listening. He doesn't hear the message. He only feels the sting. His defenses rise, his pride hardens, and instead of realizing his mistake, he starts to hate. Humiliation doesn't awaken guilt, it awakens anger. And some men, they forget that silence has limits. They take a woman's patience for weakness, her love for submission. They push, test, and ignore until the day she finally explodes. When she speaks in front of everyone, when her pain turns into public words, the world sees a scene. But that scene is the result of years of quiet suffering. A woman humiliates a man not because she wants to, but because she feels she has nothing left to lose. But let's be clear, dignity can never grow from destruction. If you humiliate someone, even for a reason, you poison your own peace. Because after that moment, you are no longer remembered for your pain. You're remembered for your reaction. And reactions built on anger always leave regret behind. True strength is not found in exposure, it's found in restraint. It's when you can destroy someone, but you choose not to. When you can scream, but you choose silence. When you can embarrass, but you choose grace. That is real power. Not the kind that burns, but the kind that heals. We live in a world obsessed with public displays of love, of anger, of revenge. Social media has turned humiliation into entertainment. People cheer for drama, but they forget the humans behind it. Every moment that goes viral leaves two hearts bleeding behind the screen. Dignity is no longer valued. Spectacle is. But no amount of likes or applause can fill the emptiness of a broken conscience. So why do women humiliate men? Not always for revenge, not always for control. Often it's because they were humiliated first, not in front of others but in private, through neglect, through silence, through betrayal. The man broke her in the dark, so she breaks him in the light. It's not hatred that drives her, it's heartbreak. But humiliation doesn't heal heartbreak, it multiplies it. Imagine instead if that pain turned into conversation. If instead of breaking him, she told him what broke her. If instead of showing the world his flaws, she showed him his reflection. That's how maturity wins where anger fails. Because forgiveness is not weakness, it's wisdom. It means you value your peace more than your pride. Men too must learn. A woman doesn't humiliate you out of nowhere. If she reaches that point, it means you ignored 1,000 warnings before it. Her humiliation is the echo of all the times she said, "I am hurt," and you didn't listen. And women must remember, just because you were hurt doesn't mean you have to become the one who hurts. You can be the end of the cycle, not the continuation of it. In the end, humiliation doesn't define power. It defines loss. It takes one moment to destroy what took years to build. Respect, once broken, rarely returns the same. So if you ever reach that point, stop, breathe, think. Because the words you speak in anger can become the walls that separate two souls forever. The reason women humiliate men is not because they are cruel. It is because they are human. And humans, when deeply hurt, sometimes forget their own strength. But the greatest strength is not in making others feel small. It is in making yourself rise above. So next time anger tempts you to humiliate someone, remember this. The loudest revenge is silence, the deepest power is grace, and the truest victory is peace. Because at the end of the day, when everyone leaves and the lights go out, the only thing that matters is whether you protected your dignity or destroyed it trying to hurt someone else.